So, Mary Rubino, it is a pleasure to be here with you. I'm Marcia Coakley, and we're talking about a new program that Mary is starting on this channel called Naturally Speaking. And today we're going to learn about Mary and why we're doing this Naturally Speaking gig, and more about you and more about how practitioners in this area and people in the community can benefit from the wonderful richness we have here.
Well, thank you, Marcia. Thanks so much for interviewing me today. Very excited about this. This is something that Ed and I had talked about, and something about raising awareness for all the things that are out there to help people holistically change their lives.
Yeah, so let's go back to the beginning of what holistic is, like what that means to you, who you are being holistic. That word is not always understood. And so back to the beginning, how you became who you've become.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, we're not going to tell the whole story. We haven't got quite enough time for that. But,
Yeah.
but you're a certified hypnotist.
Yes.
And you have decided to step out leading by example and creating this show to help other people who do similar kinds of less well-known, perhaps, modalities and ways to help people be healthier naturally speaking about it.
Exactly.
So let's talk about, I know you have a really compelling story yourself personally, and today is a big day. So tell us about that.
Yeah, today is my 10th anniversary of my kidney transplant.
Wow.
And I think if I look back on why I became a hypnotist 5 years ago, it probably began with that experience. Because it was very challenging to have that happen to me. At that time of my life, I was in my early 40s, just going along thinking I was fine and finding out I wasn't. So, you know, when you're faced with something that you don't expect, there's a lot of things that go through your mind. And being able to use hypnosis and to be able to see myself feeling good and being healthy before I actually physically was huge for me.
So you discovered hypnosis personally and used it through that journey.
Yes.
And then chose to take it on as a career choice.
Yeah, I actually was using a program called Prepare for Surgery and Heal Faster.
Wow.
And her background is with hypnosis as well. I had recently spoke with her. And what she did with the book and the CD was to help people realize the power of their own mind, that your thinking actually drives all your behaviors. It actually helps you create a healthier life. And it all begins with a thought, you know, so.
That's fabulous. Tell us a little bit about your family, like how your upbringing affects who you
I have the
become.
best family ever.
I know some of them, so I can speak to
Yeah, I grew up in
them.
Medway, one of 6 kids.
Wow.
Big crazy family, very supportive. I don't think I ever would have been able to go through all the things that I have without my brothers and sisters and my parents behind me, 100%. And of course I have children as well, and my ex-husband too. He was a great guy through all this. And it really means a lot when you realize that it does kind of take a village. And I was lucky because my family kind of is a village. So.
Comes with a package. Yeah. And I want to say that we also, that thought comes from who we are, and who we are is a choice.
Exactly.
And so you chose the influences of your upbringing, and then you make choices from that. And you've attracted, you've created your path. And I think that's what a lot of what we're about with this conversation is helping other people choose their paths perhaps differently than they are now.
Yeah, I think that the reason for doing Naturally Speaking is to really kind of let people know that there's so much help out there. Yeah. There's so much help in a whole body way, in your mind, in your body, creating that kind of connection and understanding how much power you really have. You have so much more than you think. And you kind of feel, a lot of people, I know I did, felt as though they had no choices. In the beginning, I felt so victimized by what happened to me, and I couldn't understand it. And so I had to go through a lot of that to get to where I got to afterwards.
The victim mentality is a cultural thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
sense that it's part of a lot of what we're exposed to, and so we pick it up naturally. We don't even realize that we're adopting it as a way of thinking about things. But it is just one view.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You look around from the other side, you might actually see something very different.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, there's a phrase out there now called learned helplessness, where people, you know, feel as though they have no control, and it is kind of learned because, you know, you rely on your doctors and you rely on medication, all different kinds of things, and not have that feel as though you have the control. Right. So that's huge. That's huge for people. I would love to see someone, and I've seen it with my clients, feel so helpless and then feel empowered by just changing their thoughts.
Big transition, yeah. So tell us a little bit about how you go about working with somebody, or what they would expect when they come to you.
Well, when someone comes to me, they usually have a goal, very specific, or to change something about themselves, or more than likely they have a lot of stress in their lives that they want to release. You know, when I went to school, I was told that it would be all about weight loss and smoking, which is what most people connect hypnotists to, unless you're talking stage show, and that's more like barking and odd behaviors.
But that's supposedly controlling something, which is not what hypnotism is about.
No, there's no real, there's no real mind control involved. Even when stage shows are happening, it's all about entertainment. But again, when people come to me, they want to feel good, no matter what they come for. Quit smoking, lose weight, very stressed and full of anxiety. They want to feel really good. So I help them to understand by helping them direct their thoughts. In the beginning, it's me facilitating and allowing them to see how much power they really have while they're relaxing, and they start to feel a little bit better, and they're using their mind to control that, you know, the feelings they have in their body. And it's kind of like an aha moment afterwards. And then later on, I teach people some self-hypnosis techniques to help them get more control at home and drive them forward in whatever they're trying to accomplish.
Okay, so they're a recipient for a while of your working with, on, and around them, and then they gradually integrate the practices so they can bring them home.
Now, not every hypnotist would probably do that, but I feel as though that's my best path to help people. I don't want you to feel like you got to come to me to feel good, because that's not the truth. The truth is you have it with you all the time, using your mind as a tool, as opposed to feel like you're out of control.
So moving from dependence into independence.
Exactly. And it's a good feeling
to
feel like you can create your life in such a positive way just by changing a thought. And then the
changing it and then holding it.
Right, exactly.
Holding on to it. It's so easy to have a great idea and like, what was that idea I had?
Yeah, well, I think
that's why we support ongoingly.
Exactly. I think that it's a starting point, and then when you feel good, you're like, I want more of that, and how do I keep it going? And I know with you and your Nia movements, that dance, I'm very intrigued by that. I can't wait till next week when I interview you.
Yay.
And we talk about that, because I feel like that's your, putting your body in a position to help you feel good.
Well, there's a lot of similarities, and the thing that's most striking about it is the conversation of body into mind, or mind into body, and they're both happening all the time, but where we put our energy or put our focus, as you know, can enhance. And so we get to tune in, and we get to discover about our own systems. And each of us is individual. That's the thing that I think is most important, is that we're all a little different. We're all the same in a lot of ways, but there's always something that is unique to us. And finding that and embracing that and working with it to its best is what I think is the most important with each of us as a practitioner or as a teacher, is helping people find that. So anything else you want to, a tip, or is there something specific? I don't know how long we're talking here.
Well, I think the most important thing to me is to be able to do this program and help people understand that there's so much help out there. There's so much there that's holistic and healthy, and I hope to be able to interview people at Medway Community Farm and
Which I'm now on the board of.
Exactly.
Which is a fabulous, fabulous journey we're on there. It's very exciting. So
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
mean, there's just so much, and to help people feel better in their lives and create their very best life. Yes.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Anything else you want to add about your particular practice or what you're doing with that?
Well,
or-
my office is in Franklin. I do run groups. I'm going to be running 7 hypnosis sessions in Medway at the library starting in November.
Yep.
And that'll be kind of exciting. That's on Mondays. I'm calling it Mondays with Mary. And people can come down there and have that experience, bring a donation of food, and the fee is very minimal for a hypnosis session, group hypnosis session. And it helps the library as well. So just kind of growing my roots and growing where I'm planted, I guess.
So people can come and try that.
Oh, sure,
Small contribution to explore it and get a safe sense of it without a big risk.
Oh, yeah, every session is very different from each other, and it's all geared towards creating a healthier lifestyle. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. And then again, my private practice is, I'm always open to let people come and do free consultations with them and discuss life changes. Yeah, sure.
That's actually the interesting thing. Life continues to take us into another phase, and so we can actually ask the same question and have a different answer.
Exactly.
We're stepping into the river in a new place.
And I find that people that come to me, particularly, are usually like myself, cosmically pushed is what I would call it. Something happens and you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Or something happens and you go, there's got to be a better way to live than this. And so you start to reach out, you start to seek. And I think what I see is that most people out there are seeking for a better way to live and to grow and to experience their life and help their kids too. So, there's always opportunities to grow and change, but we just need to understand what's out there available to us.
Right. And this is rich. We've got a rich community.
It's a wonderful community.
Excellent.
So we're looking forward to doing this program every week. Very excited about bringing to everyone in the community the awareness of what's out there right now, what practitioners are out there offering help. So looking forward to seeing everyone next week. Thank you.